Beautiful Saturday afternoon. So here you go. Floor is all yours, Raman. Welcome. Thank you.
Deepak, first of all, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure you're able to hear me properly.
Very well. Fantastic.
Okay, that's great. That's great. First of all, Deepak, thank you very much for organizing this today's informative session. And personally, I want to thanks to all who are participating. This is what I learned in this country, Deepak. Came into this country in 2003. It was a fantastic journey what I have gone through. So before we go to this information session, I will just share a little bit thought process, a little bit of my journey with all the participants so that you all can get an idea how real estate can change our future as well as our destiny in this country. So when I came in 2003, I had no idea what I'm going to do here. 2005, I decided to buy a house to live. 2004, I got married. Nidhi came here in 2005, and I promised her, Nidhi, 90 days, we're going to have our own house. I was a little crazy guy. So we bought a house, and after 3 months, I planned to sell the house. Now, if I'll tell you the reason, you all will be, I'm pretty sure you all will be laughing on it. My in-laws, they bought a house just after 4 houses of mine. And somehow I belong to Haryana. So we have a kind of mindset, you don't have to live with your in-laws, especially like, when they are living in your neighborhood. So I decided to sell the house. And the realtor was my brother-in-law. So he was very upset why I want to sell the house. And I couldn't tell him the reason. Anyway, I forced him to sell that. And I bought that house for $299. After 3 months, I sold that house for $339,000. $40,000 profits. After my expenses, I had net $30,000 in my pocket. And I was thinking, this is the field where I should work because the $30,000, it was my principal residence. There was no capital gain onto it. There was no taxes onto it. So technically I was doing a job at that time. So I thought this $30,000 is as good as a $60,000 income for me. And I could find a way, which field, what should be my career. So that is how I started working in real estate. So when I became a realtor, I learned that it doesn't really matter how big a business I establish for myself. It doesn't matter how many houses I buy or sell for my clients. That is to give me a good day-to-day life. But if I want to make sure that I become into that elite class of millionaires, there's only one way, and that is investing in real estate. There were a couple of reasons which I will definitely share with you. We will talk about Toronto, but I want to share a couple of reasons why Canada is one of the most attractive market for investors all across the world. If you want to ask me, I'll tell you 3 simple reasons. The first and foremost reason is Canada is one of the safest market for real estate investors. You buy a property, you come here after 50 years, your property will be intact. Nobody's going to touch your property. Whereas, back home in South Asian countries and all this stuff, if you just leave your property to the tenants, you are pretty much sure it will be hell of a life to get that property vacated. And maybe you don't even get it back. Whereas in Canada, that is what is the first and foremost thing is the safety and security. The second important thing in Canada, why we should invest in real estate, the rate of interest are rock bottom. Today, you get a mortgage from a bank less than 2%. Give me any country in the world where you can get the cheapest money. So if you are getting money on less than 2% and you are not using it, trust me, it is nobody's fault. And third and most important factor, in Canada, your rent is good enough to pay your mortgage. So majority of the cases, you get a positive cash flow or maybe balance of your expenses as well as your income. Nowadays, especially if I look at GTA and surroundings, it is becoming a little bit challenging to get the positive cash flow just because the prices has gone really onto a good level. Now, of course, you might have that question in your mind, if prices has already gone up, is there still a room, is there still a margin that you buy a property and you're still gonna make money? Of course, that is a pretty valid question. With my experience, I can tell you, and I will give you the logic for that. Right now, Toronto and GTA is one of the most inexpensive market in major cities in the world. So still there's a lot of room to grow. There's a lot of potential to grow. And I'm pretty sure you all understand that. Deepak, before we start our presentation, is there anybody who wants to ask any question? I can hold it for 2 or 3 minutes and then we will start our presentation, specifically focusing why to invest in Toronto.
Awesome. So guys, before the session, any of your question is welcome. You need to unmute yourself and shoot up any question, and otherwise we can start the session. We'll be pausing for a couple of minutes waiting for your questions. If you don't have anything, Raman will let the session run. Then after the session, we'll keep that QS time as well.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hey, hi there, Raman. My name is Falgun, living in Edmonton. I connect this through Deepak. Deepak and I met probably I don't know he knows or not, but in the satsang at our place, you came with Krishna Kshetra and that Krishna satsang, right? Hare Krishna.
Yes, I remember very well, Falgun. Thank you so much for making my credibility strong. Like I go in satsang also. Carry on.
So I'm pretty sure that you guys will speak about later on. But I'm wondering that what area, like someone already spoke about that, which area is right now good to invest and what part of the GTA. So that I'm so just curious to know that. Please cover that topic too. That currently, probably a month ago, 2 months ago, one of my friend bought. He's in Edmonton and he purchased a property. Two of them, they are relative and they both purchased in something Collingwood.
Yeah.
We were talking and his relative, like his brother-in-law, is realtor over there.
Right.
So that's why I'm curious that, let's say if I have to buy something, then I'm not like just buy or this person say here buy, but I want to like make a little bit of research and think about that. What part of the GT or what part of the Toronto is good to invest in? Yeah, that's all.
So thank you very much for your question. And of course, like Collingwood is one of the locality where a decent movement is going on. If you would ask my personal opinion, is that the best? I would not put 100% check mark onto it. But for every investor have their own opinion. Every investor have their own goals. Right now, what is happening is there is a lot of movement happening in surrounding of GTA. If I talk about GTA, it is Brampton, Mississauga, and Toronto. And then there are suburbs close to that. So because the prices has gone really high in GTA, that is why there's a lot of attraction outside the GTA markets, and Collingwood is one of them. Is that a bad investment? No, that is not a bad investment. That's a pretty decent investment. Right now, the way the market is going on over here, I can tell you wherever you invest, you will make money. That is my promise to you. But what you have to see, I'll give you an example. Let's say you want to invest $100 and I give you two options. I give you three options. One, I can make that 100 to 110. So you get 10% return. The second option is I make that 100 to 120. That is 20% return. And the third option is I make 100 to 170. That is 70% return. The third option I would not recommend you because That's a very high risky proposition. Sometimes we play over there because we assess the risk and we know the risk over there. But to a starting investor or to those investors who have one or two properties, that is not recommendable. But first two options, either 110 or 120. If I give you those two options, I'm pretty sure you're going to pick the second one. But you're going to pick the second one only if you know about it. Now, if somebody doesn't know about 120 option, they are happy with 110 as well because you made money. So that is what the calling word is. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, that's a satisfactory answer. And please, please
We will talk
tell us.
about that where you should invest. That is very, very important.
Ramanji, I have a question.
Yes, please.
My name is Suba, and I met Deepakji, I think I'll probably turn on my video, and I think I met Deepakji a couple of years ago, maybe. And my question is kind of relates to this. Are you going to only cover the GTA, or you're going to look into the Kitchener, Cambridge, and Waterloo area? And the second part of the question, I guess you're probably going to cover, and that's one of the things I've seen that any suburb that's towards the west of Toronto is more expensive than towards the east of Toronto.
All right.
So maybe if you wanna, I've seen areas like Ajax, Pickering, Oshawa, they're way lower compared to even Milton or Halton Hills, right? I'm not even going into Oakville, but yeah, maybe if these are some of the things you'd like to cover.
No, definitely, Subha, we can definitely talk about it, but it's a very vast field. It is a very elaborative discussion. So we cannot keep going on all those areas in one presentation. But of course, if there's any specific requirement, my team is there to help you out, to provide you all the required information wherever you want. But I'm pretty sure you understand the limitation of the time. I can present you only so much. So today we will be focusing on 2 or 3 major projects. So what we have tried to do today is we have picked up one project from Toronto, we have picked up one project from Vaughan, and we have picked up one project from Mississauga. Because these are 3 major cities over here, and at this point of time, these are 3 of the hottest projects in these cities. But as far as the availability, as far as the knowledge and expertise is concerned, we have good knowledge and expertise in all those areas. Kitchener-Waterloo is really going great these days. Everything is selling there for multiple offers and prices has really gone up. Cambridge, of course, there's a lot of trucking community moving over there because of the access to 401. But as I said, because of the time constraint, I won't be able to concentrate on everything today. But I will be more than happy, or my team will be more than happy to help you out. Deepak is there. You can get in touch with him and I can get you the relevant information for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So Deepak, I think we should start the presentation. I can take one more question and then we can start the presentation if there's anybody wants to ask anything.
I think most of your questions will be answered in the presentation. Raman, you already, like someone asked how much minimum investment they need to do. I think you will cover that. And somebody is asking out of 100%, how much still there is more room left for somebody to invest in GTA. And another question is, if time allows, also touch on how reasonably easy is to invest in GTA remotely. Okay, so I think Raman, all those questions will be answered in the presentation. So we can start moving to the presentation, right? Thank you.
And Deepak, you have to, I think, put your volume a little bit up because I'm sitting a little bit far, and your voice is not really that clear.
Okay, I will do that.
All right, guys. So first, let's talk about why invest in Toronto. So when I talk about Toronto, I'm just giving you an idea of a specific area, just to give you an understanding. Now, if I look at it, the surroundings of Toronto, I have covered some data of Toronto Real Estate Board as well to give you an overall idea about not only Toronto, but the whole GTA. So this is the Toronto Real Estate Index. If you look at it, the average price in last couple of years has really gone up. So the one of the line which you can see, that is the average price trend, and the other one, which is a little bit bluish line, is basically the MLS average price. So this data has been taken from TREB, and this clearly shows where the market is going for the future. To go a little bit more into the details, I will first take you to the rental values, because as an investor, this is what is the first question comes into our mind. If I am buying a property, how much is going to be the rent? So we have put up some comparables of the major cities all across the country to give you an idea. So if I look at Toronto, a 1-bedroom is going to cost approximately $2,100 as a rental value to any tenant. And this is the latest statistics, latest data. If I look at Vancouver, it is 2060. And if I look at other cities, so it goes somewhere like in the range of like $1,300 to $1,800. So as far as the rental value is concerned, Toronto is sitting on really a good rental value at this point of time. And this is 1-bedroom rent. Now this is the growth of the prices in Toronto market. If I look at 2014, the average price in Toronto was $490,000. $490,000. After 6 years down the road, the average price has gone up to $951,000 and change. Look at the gap. Look at how the price is going up. And if you look at all the years, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you will see there is a consistent growth in the prices, at least on an average of 10 to 15%. Now guys, here I would like to take one moment to explain you. When we talk about this 10 to 15% of the price growth, it is actually not 10 to 15% return on your investment. Because try to understand, you have not paid your house in full cash. You have just maybe made 20% down payment. So technically, if I look at return on your investment, it is not 15%, it is 5 times more, right? So on an average, your return on your investment goes, for the argument's sake, around 50 to 60%. This is what I learned in this country. If I look at the bank rates, if I look at the money which you can borrow, the rate of interest is approximately in between 2 to 3%. That is what I'm seeing from last 10 years. Whereas, if we are getting 15 to 20% return on our investment, in my opinion, it is considered as one of a very good investment. And in few of my previous presentation, we have actually run that data with various other investment. Either it is in stock exchange where the return comes like 5 to 7%. If we consider RRSP, RESP, or GICs in the bank, the rate of return is approximately 1 to 1.5%. Even if we consider the second mortgages, which is a little high risk, the rate of return comes 8 to 10%. Whereas in real estate, if you are getting 15 to 20% return on your investment, it is considered to be a very good return. Whereas with my experience, and I will show you some examples, it goes little more than that. Now, why Toronto? I'll give you a little bit more idea, especially to those people who did not live in Toronto. It is consistently rated at the top for quality of life by global studies. Toronto is the leading city in population growth among central cities in North America. Now let me talk about population growth over here. Do you know the population of GTA, I'm not talking only Toronto, I'm talking about GTA, is approximately 3 million. And every year, 250,000 immigrants land in GTA area. What does that mean? 8% population growth without the production of a single child locally. Isn't that amazing? 8% population growth. So if you go a little bit more detail about the immigration, I'm pretty sure you all understand that these days the face of immigration is totally changed. 10, 15, 20 years before, when we all came here, we all know how much money we brought. And I'm pretty sure majority of us either came with a couple of $100 or maybe a couple of $1,000. But today, when an immigrant is coming in this country, believe me, they are bringing not a couple of thousand, not a couple of 10,000, they are bringing a couple of $1 million over here. That is what is really pushing the real estate market to the top edge. Now, few more things. This is 4th largest city in North America. This data is just about Toronto, but I shared the data about GTA, where 250,000 new immigrants come every year. And the most important part, which keeps the economy growing, is the job market. Toronto was the fastest growing tech jobs in 2017. So that really gives us a good idea that where Toronto is leading as far as the real estate market is concerned. Toronto, the great, fastest growing economy, 3.7% annual growth rate. And I'm not too sure how many of you know, Toronto is one of the cities in North America where maximum number of cranes for construction is there. 120 active cranes in Toronto at any point of time for the construction. We spoke about tech job growth. 81,600 jobs has been created. Immigration is going to be 350,000 new immigrants coming by 2021. And the condo construction is going on a very fast pace, because here we are just talking about Toronto, but I will elaborate about another part of GTA as well. Now let me take you to the recent market as well. And this Toronto Real Estate Board is one of the biggest board in the country, and it gives us a good indication. It doesn't tells us everything, but believe me, it gives us a good indication about where market is leading to. Now, this is the latest stats which we pulled from Toronto Real Estate Board. In the month of August, and you all know, we are going through one of the biggest challenge in the history of mankind, which we all call as COVID-19. Whole world is pretty much scared on a standstill. But guess what was moving? Only one country in the world, and that country we proudly call Canada. Either it is from the health perspective or safety perspective of people, or it is in terms of economy. You know what happened to our neighbors. They have much powerful resources than us, but unfortunately, they have proven themselves a bigger failure during this pandemic. But Canada, I think, was one of the countries where federal as well as provincial government has done an amazing job in terms of not only making sure the safety and security of people and keeping the economy on the top priority. So let me take these stats. 951,000 average sale price in August 2020. As compared to 2019, the price has gone up by 20.1% year over year. Isn't that amazing? And I was listening to Deepak's conversation. I think in Edmonton, and same as in the Calgary, and rather I would say pretty much whole Alberta, from last 10 years, the prices are standstill. Or if it has moved up a little bit, it has gone down more than what it has moved up. So overall, the result has come as a negative numbers. Whereas in Toronto, in GTA, you can see during this pandemic, the price has gone up by 20%. If I look at number of sales, it has gone up by 40%. 10,775 houses got sold. 18,491 new listings came up into the market. So there was an increase in the inventory, which was 56.8%. But another indicator, another factor which determines the market, it was 17 days, average 17 days on the market as compared to 25 days in 2019. So the average days on market has gone significantly down, whereas new listings has gone up, of course, and sales has gone up. Of course, the prices has gone up like anything. Now, these are few of the examples which will give you an idea what was happening in Toronto during COVID-19. This is one of the listings which we sold. This listing was put up on market on 899,000 and sold for $1,035,000. And it was not undervalued. It was listed right on market price. And it has gone up 136,000 over asking. And that too within 1 week. And another example, this is another listing which was listed on 989,000 and sold for $1,050,000. Now guys, these are all regular houses. This is approximately, I would say, close to 2,900 square feet house. And it is not even in Toronto, it is in Brampton. That will give you a good idea that how market is behaving over here. And another example, this was listed on 1399, sold for 1450, 1,450,000. I'm not showing you a house which is 300 and 400,000. I'm showing you something which sells here for $1 million. Just to give you an idea, it is not the smaller houses which are on fire. It is a decent size, because in Brampton, Mississauga and Toronto, $1 million is right now an average house which it gets sold. Now, 11% increase in home prices. So if you see from 2011 to 2020, this is what the average going every year, approximately 11% is the prices are going up. Now, average Toronto home price is surpassing the TREB benchmark sale price for this year. Since June 2019, it has gone up by approximately 12%. From June 2019 to June 2020, 12%, which is a double-digit growth, and it really shows a lot of significance that what exactly has been happening into the market. Now, if I do a little bit more dissection of the data, I love throwing the numbers and putting up the data in front of my investors. The simple reason behind that is this is what I believe. If number makes sense for an investor, there is no reason why wouldn't they be attracted towards that investment. So a little bit more dissection of the data. In 416 and 905, these are the two codes which goes over there in GTA area. This was happening in June. In June, we were going down on number of sales, but still we were going up on the price. So this is not the month of August I'm talking. The number of sales in 416 were down, but the price was up by 14.3%. And if I look at semi-detached homes, the prices were again going up, whereas the sales were coming down. And this was the time when COVID-19 was on peak here. Look at the townhomes. The prices are still going up, and this is, I'm talking about June. Look at the condo apartments. In the month of June, this is the month of August report. So what message I want to give you from those three slides? During June 2020, when we were in a bad situation of COVID-19, the sales were coming down, but the prices were not coming down. This is the first question which a lot of time people ask me. How market is going to behave in future? Is there any chances market is going to settle down? Absolutely. The market is going to settle down in coming months as well. But does that mean the prices is going to come down as well? Not really. When we talk about the market is going to settle down, it might settle down in terms of number of sales. But when the prices comes, the prices is not gonna come down. So I'm pretty sure you all will carry a different definition of market settling down. When we say market settling down, not that the prices is gonna drop by. So please make sure, guys, look at this Toronto market very carefully. It is going to do something amazing for you. So friends, these were a few of the stats which I wanted to present it to you. Now I would like to introduce one of our very enthusiastic and energetic team member. She has been doing an amazing job with our investors, with all our investors. Moreover, you will be surprised to know this girl, she has not only worked fantastic for our investors, but have created her own investment portfolio. And I feel proud to introduce Lashika Katyal. She is a 26-year-old girl, and in the last 5 years, she has created $2.5 million, $2.5 million net worth for herself just by making investments in real estate industry. So it is not that she is trying to sell something to people. She herself is an example for all of you, and you will be surprised to see her knowledge, her understanding, and her command on real estate. If you all feel it is worth, you can definitely take a good advantage from my knowledge, from her knowledge, from Deepak's knowledge, because this is what I learned in this country, guys, and I feel more happy to share all the learning what I have done in this beautiful industry or business. I will just present one more thing to all of you.
Raman, just 1 quick second. Sachin is, I think, is not here. If you can please check into the lobby. If somebody is waiting to join in, I think the host has to let them in.
No, Deepak, I am entering everybody whosoever is coming in there.
Okay, great. So you're taking care of that. Perfect.
Of course, that part is being taken care. Don't worry about it.
Alrighty, wonderful.
I just get a pop-up there and I take the action right away. I know you have given me the instructions for that, so I'm following up your instructions.
No, I just requested. I haven't given you the instruction. Thank you. Raman.
So guys, let me introduce this young little girl.
Hello, everybody.
So Lashika, welcome.
Thank you.
And Deepak has organized some amazing coordinated with some amazing people who are very keen to look at the Toronto market.
Absolutely.
Right? And there are a couple of projects which Lashika would like to present it to you guys. Yeah, so Lashika, please go ahead. I will be your assistant here.
So Lashika, before you start, I just want to thank you for taking your time. I know you were busy in your event also, but still you took time for our guest. So thank you so much on behalf of my team and on behalf of my guests. Thank you so much, Lashika.
No, thank you so much, Deepakji, for giving me the opportunity, and thank you so much to you for such a warm welcome. So yes, as he was talking about the Toronto market, before I even jump onto the presentation, one thing I want to share, just this year in the beginning, around January, when I was visiting Calgary and Edmonton, I met a lot of people there when we were conducting our sales event or we were conducting our seminars. And everybody there was very much interested in investing in Toronto's market. We did a lot of investments with people who are living in Calgary, who are living in Edmonton. It was a very smooth process for them. They were a bit scared how it's going to work. Do we have to come all the way there? How would we know what we're signing, what we're getting into? But everything was taken care very nicely by the lawyers. And it was a very smooth process, but I was surprised to see how people living there are so keen in Toronto's market. And now just how he explained, we all can agree what's the reason behind that, right? So without wasting so much time, we will talk about some top projects which we have in today's time here in GTA. In terms of number of projects, there are tons of investment opportunities. There are so many projects available. We can literally put thousands of options in front of you. But our job, our role here is to make sure to present you with something which definitely is better than the other, is actually one of the best opportunity. So that's exactly what we have done here. We have picked some top projects. We have covered some top cities where we know no matter what, you will make money, whether it's Toronto, core downtown Toronto, or it's Mississauga, or it's Vaughan. There are options available in all other cities as well, but living far, living in Calgary, Edmonton, or Vancouver, you would hear about these cities a lot more than other cities. And there's a reason behind that. Most of the population, when it comes, all the major universities, all the major schools, colleges are in these cities. That is why, as an investor, you want to work with the cities where you know you'll easily find a tenant or you will easily be able to sell it. So the first one, sorry, just to double check, everyone can see the screen and can see what we're presenting on the screen?
Yes, Rishika, looks like all good. We can see your screen.
So you can see Brightwater on the screen right now,
I can see Brightwater, perfect.
Okay, so this is the first project which we will be talking about today. It's called Brightwater, and the reason for that, this building, the location of this building is right across waters. That's a very, very famous thing here. Everybody wants a condo unit facing water. Everybody wants lake view. So this one opportunity everybody was waiting for. There are multiple towers coming at this location. This is called Brightwater just because it is right in front of the lakeshore in Mississauga. The area is called as Port Credit. So it's basically Lakeshore and Mississauga Road. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the closeness of the area, but if you want to search on Google, then simply you have to search Brightwater condos and you have to search Port Credit. With Port Credit, you will know it's a very famous location in Mississauga. There are so many restaurants. People go for their evening walk at the Port Credit just because of the lakeshore. So there are two condo buildings which the builder is releasing right now. One is a boutique style building with 5 stories and about 130 units. The other one is a 14-story building, and there are about a little more units in that because it's 14-story. As well as there are townhouses. So there are about 22 townhouses that are being built at the same location right under the condo building. That is a very, very attractive feature there because getting a condo is still easier, but getting your hands on a townhouse in today's time, it's not easy. The moment it's released by the builder, it takes only a couple hours for the builder to get sold out when it's townhouses. Especially the location like this in Mississauga, Port Credit, having a townhouse in front of the lakeshore, it's a very good opportunity. For the condos, let's go to the next slide. For the condos here, we're looking the prices somewhere around $450. That's what will be the starting price. The deposit structure is definitely going to be extended, and most likely it will be 5% every year. So no pressure. You can simply make smaller payments and have longer time to put down your deposit. Occupancy is expected towards the end of 2023 or early 2024. On the screen, you can see what all is coming in the area. There is an 18-acre space of park and outdoor amenities. Then it's connected to the Lake Ontario. There is Sheridan College, which is now affiliated as a university. So that is very close in Mississauga. Then you have your Port Credit GO station is just minutes from there. There are a lot of other condos and townhouses. It's a very famous location. So as I was saying, there are 2 buildings, 5 stories and 14-story. The launch for this one, so here's the main thing about this one. It's not even launched yet. We are in our pre-launch phase. The launch is scheduled for September 16th. If you want to take advantage of the day one pricing and day one layouts, that you can choose it before anybody else is choosing it, then get in touch with the team, get in touch with our SaveMax team there, and they will give you all the information. They will show you the draft layouts. They will show you the deposit structure, and you can actually reserve a unit before it's even launched. So when it's launched, you will see the prices. You will still have time to make your final call, but at least you can reserve one so that you don't have to wait in line later on. So that's the major advantage you can have for this project that we're in the pre-launch phase right now.
Lashika, can I add something to this? So this is what I learned in real estate. It is always a big advantage to enter into any project in phase 1, and that too in a pre-launch phase, because by the time it goes to public, by the time it goes to the other common realtors, you have already made $20,000, $30,000 into this. And these days, what is the biggest advantage you are getting in these kind of projects, that all the builders, they are giving you an extended deposit structure. So it is not too much burden on your pocket all of a sudden. So you can definitely plan your investment accordingly. So Rishika, please go ahead. You want me to move to the next slide?
Yes, let's go to the next one. So there we're showing the building. So you can see Brightwater 1, which is a 5-story building, and you can see Brightwater 2, which is a 14-story building, and there are townhouses underneath Tower 2. Underneath Tower 1, you see a lot of commercial space. The lobby is beautiful. Then you have some restaurants there as well, just under the building. So it's going to be very beautifully constructed, beautifully built buildings where you have lake view as well as you have a lot of retail just at the same location. Do we have time? Then we can run this video as well.
Let me see.
Are you able to see the screen? Are you able to see the video?
Deepak, are you able to see the video?
No, we can just see the still screen.
Okay, 1 second.
No, Lashika, still no luck. I think now there is no background music as well. So
Okay,
no worries, we can send that videos to the later slides. Not a problem.
Later on, okay, give me 1 second. Let me just give it one try. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now for sure. It's YouTube link.
Yes, it's YouTube
I
now,
think
right?
this will work now for sure.
Is it working?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, it is.
So basically, in the video, you were able to see how it's not just a condo building that's coming, it's a full master plan community that is being built. Tower 1, Tower 2, retail space, then there are parks, then there are schools already established in that area. So as an investor, you just want to make sure that wherever you're investing, it's not something people don't even know about. It's a very happening location, it's famous. There are schools, there are colleges, universities, there's GO Station. You will see all of these factors have been taken care when we're presenting any project, because that's how we shortlisted projects from all different projects. So let's move on to the next one. These are some glimpses which I just showed you in the video about this is the lobby, the front entrance. Now, next one, which we will be talking about.
Deepak, can you see the jack condos now?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, I see.
Let me add, there's some more people. Okay. So now we're talking about Jack condos. Our next very famous location is downtown Toronto, which I know everybody there knows about this because when I was there, this is what everybody was asking me for. Downtown Toronto, downtown Toronto. This project is exactly in downtown Toronto. It's called Jack Condos, which stands for Jarvis and Carlton. So this is a very famous area. If you're familiar, the downtown is being, we know downtown by entertainment district, financial district. So this is exactly in between the entertainment and financial district. And the location is Jarvis and Carlton. So that's how you can search if you want to do some search on your own. So this project is, again, right now we're in the phase 1. So you can still take advantage. There hasn't been any price increase. You can still get units in there on a very, very good price. Now, when we talk about prices, downtown Toronto is $1,500 to $1,800 per square foot.
More than that.
So if we go to famous, like according to him, if we go to like Yorkville areas where he likes to go, those you're looking at around $2,000, $2,200 per square foot. Now, if you like, let's come down a little bit. If we talk about downtown Toronto, then we're looking somewhere close to $1,800, or if you go for a bigger 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom unit, $1,500, $1,600 per square foot. But here in Jack Condos, a special deal we had for investors, you can easily get units here in between $1,250 to $1,350 per square foot, which, so as an investor, if you are booking something on $1,250, the area already has projects, already has units which are going on $1,500 per square foot. You already see the room of appreciation. You already know how much potential does that unit hold for you. So deposit here again was very nicely extended. So this specific building, if you can see here, the one which is highlighted, it's only 2-minute walk to Ryerson University, not even drive. It's a 2-minute walk to Ryerson University, one of the biggest universities in GTA. Then you are 5-minute walk to all the basic grocery stores or any main everyday living stores you need. You are 5-minute walk to Athletic Center. Then you are 6-minute bike ride to University of Toronto. So that's again one of the biggest schools we have here. You are 11-minute walk to Dundas Square. If you're a little bit familiar with the location, you know Dundas Square is the most famous thing in GTA in Toronto, where all the events, all the functions take place. Then you are about 8 to 10 minutes from 2 subway stations. So you have subway on both sides of the building, so whichever direction you like to go. So this location, it's core downtown. You have subway close by. You have GO station close by. You have Ryerson University, literally 2 minutes walking. You have University of Toronto, and then you have all your local stores close by as well. And then you are 8 minutes from Eden Center as well. I'm sure everybody knows what Eden Center is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to invest in downtown Toronto.
Earlier, I thought that's a famous place to eat.
Eden Center. Now you know that's where you shop from.
Eaton Center, yeah.
Yes. So again, it's a very, very prime location for GTA, for Toronto, if somebody wants to invest. And then if you want to take advantage of the pricing, $1,200, $1,250, $1,300 per square foot. I don't think we can go back in Toronto again and then expect this price to come ever again. Yeah. Okay.
And guys, I'm pretty sure you might be thinking, if something is selling there for $1,500, why this builder is selling there for $1,200 to $1,300 a square feet? Because that is the first question comes in our minds. And I have seen that a lot. So many times investor comes to us and they say, give me a good deal, get me a good deal, get me really a steal of a deal. But the moment we present them a steal of a deal, they start getting suspicious. Why it is happening? Why I'm getting it low price? But guys, that is what I learned as an investor. If you are getting a good deal, take it, grab it. Why not? There could be, because of COVID, there could be because of this builder bought the land very cheap. There could be some other reasons, right? But that is the fact. In Toronto, what happens is every street, the price gets changed. Every street, you will find a different price. I can show you the projects over there where something is selling there for $1,200, and just next street, and another project is selling there for $1,500. So it's very common in Toronto, right? So just to give you an idea, go ahead, Lashika.
So as you can see on the screen right now, the deposit structure it's 5% deposit every year. Again, in this one as well. So we made sure whatever investment opportunities we are putting in front of you, the deposit structure is well taken care. Now there are the 2-3 main things which investor asked, which we will also give you an opportunity once we come to our question answer section, is there is an assignment clause? Is there a right to lease during occupancy? So these are, what are the cap development charges? These are certain factors which does play a role in your decision. So every project which I'm showing you today, you can be rest assured that there is assignment option available. There is right to lease during occupancy, and then the development charges are capped as well. Now, once we're done with the presentation, I can go in a little bit detail explaining what these 3 factors are. So here you can see 0 assignment fee, deposit structure is 5% every year. Occupancy is scheduled for January 2024, which gives you a lot of time. You just have to book a unit right now. Closing is going to happen in 2024. So that's when you actually go get your mortgage, not right now. Let's move on to the next slide. So these are some highlights of this building, just like we saw one for the other one. That's your meeting room. So one good thing in the building now, the builders are building, they've seen the new normal, that work from home is becoming very, very common. So in these buildings, you'll find a co-working space where if you're working from home, not going to office, you have the office space here provided. Then that's your common movie theater, which is again available in the building. Anytime you want to book, you call the concierge, book a movie theater for yourself and your friends, and just enjoy. This is a sample of a kitchen and a living room. Again, it depends on the layout, which layout you're choosing. So this is some of the amenities that are available in the building. Again, more than 18,000 square foot of indoor and outdoor amenities. So anything you can possibly think of, a yoga studio, a co-working studio, also a dog wash spa is there as well. So your coffee bar, study library, gardening room, your barbecue space, outdoor terrace, your running track, everything is there in the building.
And Deepak, we just recently got 2 dogs.
Yeah, I saw that.
So somehow I was personally attracted to this dog spa here.
Very good.
Okay, so let's move on. So here is a glimpse of the prices for Jack condos. So as I was saying, the price was very, very competitive, very attractive price. So as an investor, the first common type of unit people go for is either a 2-bedroom or a 1+den. So there are units from 1+den which are close to 720, 740. If you go to 2-bedroom, then you're a little bit over 800. Some of us might think, wow, that's maybe too much for a condo, but that's exactly where Toronto is going. We have sold 1-bedroom units in Yorkville for almost $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's very common in Toronto. We don't get surprised looking at this anymore. Okay, so next is a very festive name. It's called Festival. This is what we've been celebrating since morning. This is where we got stuck at. So as you can see, there are 4 beautiful buildings. This site is coming in Vaughan. So after Toronto, the next very famous location, which is very easy to commute to, is Vaughan. Whether it's you have to travel to Toronto, whether you have to travel to Mississauga, or even the outskirts, even different cities like Pickering, Ajax, Markham. Vaughan has a new subway station centrally located, and from that subway station, the connectivity to all different cities has become very, very easy. Now, there's a big university in Vaughan, which is York University. From this site, it's only 5 minutes away. So this site is coming, it's a very famous area called VMC South, which is Vaughan Metropolitan Center. It's becoming new downtown. You name any famous restaurant, you name any movie theaters, you name Subway, you name entertainment, anything related to entertainment. Plus, if you have to look at headquarters of big firms, everything is right at this location. So it's a very, very good and upcoming location. By the time these buildings, these towers are built, this is going to be a new employment hub. So let's get into this and I'll show you more about this.
So Lashika, when you say subway, you mean subway public transportation, not subway sandwich, right?
Are you hungry right now? Yes, I'm talking about subway station that gives you connectivity to all the cities very, very easily. So this particular project, it's 3-minute walk to VMC subway station. So you just have to cross the road and you're at subway. Then there are, again, this one also, you'll see 18 acres of Revel Park, which is not only like seasonal that you can only enjoy that space in summer. In summer, there will be splash pad. In winter, there will be your ice skate rink. So the builder has really taken care of the quality of life with this project. You have schools right where the buildings are coming. The builder is building a new school there. Then they're building this 18-acre park. Then they're building a walking trail. Then they're building a lot of commercial at the bottom of the building, which will be leased out. There are very famous restaurants at the bottom of the building as well. And there is almost 70,000 square feet of amenities. So here your prices are starting from high 400s. Occupancy again is for 2024. So you get a lot of time to book a unit right now and then take it all the way until 2024. The deposit here is also very, very good. You're only giving them 12.5% in about 1 year. Then you're giving another 2.5% in 2022 and then 5% in 2023. So a total of 20% deposit is well extended. It's spread into different years. So you don't have to make a big number of payment at the same time. I think we should take one specific example and we should do numbers so they understand what's this 5%, 2.5% is.
Yeah.
So I'll quickly do that. Just let me open up the calculator. So for example, if we are looking at a unit, which is, let's say it's a 1-bed plus den unit, at this location is for 592. For example, just taking this as an example, the price is 592. The deposit structure, the first 5% is going to be 24,000, for example. Sorry, 24 plus 5, 29,000. You give them a check of 29,000, which they're going to cash in 30 days. After that, your next deposit is due 90 days later, which is half of the 5%, which is only $14,000. Then in 180 days, you're giving them another 14,000. And then 1 year later, you're giving another 14. After that, all the way in 2022, middle of 2022, you're giving them another 14. And then in 2023, you're giving them another 5%, which is $29,000. So you get smaller payments of 14, 14, 14, and then a total of 20% deposit, which you have until 2023 to pay. Then after that, let's say we come in 2024 beginning, you're like, I booked it for 592. It's easily for what, seven now, let's say?
Yeah.
Let's say it's for 7 now.
A little more than that.
Yeah, so let's be on the conservative side. You've made 120K in profit already just by paying that 20% deposit. Like, I don't want to take the hassle of closing it. I don't want to go get the mortgage. How about I just take my money out, sell it? That's what is called assignment. You can easily flip it on assignment. We find a new buyer for you. The new buyer is going to go and close this. You take out the deposit you've given. You take out the profit you've earned so far. You come out of the purchase, you invest your money somewhere else, everybody happy. The new buyer who wants to move in can close it, take care of the mortgage, closing, property tax, everything is his responsibility. You can just come out of it. That's one very good way of making money in real estate. You book something, you get 3 to 4 years timeline, you just pay the deposit, no mortgage, no closing, and you make good money in there.
And just to let you know, everyone, we have a team of 250 realtors in our head office who will take care for your assignment also, who can promote your property and who can sell it to the prospective buyers.
Absolutely. Because we always have end users who are looking to buy something which they want to move in right away. They don't want to wait 4 years. They want to live in that condo. So it's very easy to find you a buyer at that time who is looking for a good deal and can take the property you booked 4 years ago at a very good price as compared to what the builder is selling at that price, and he can readily move into that property.
Yeah.
So let's look at this. Let me just turn on the video again. This is a very good video. Just give us 2-3 more minutes. You definitely don't want to miss this one.
Deepak, can you watch the video?
Wait, no, I'm still sharing.
Okay.
Can you see the YouTube page now?
Yes, festival slide, yeah.
So the bottom of the building, which you're seeing, the fancy thing, the restaurants, all that is a part of the builder's plan. So he is taking care of the whole development and he's building it from scratch. So it's not like the city is responsible for some of the things, it's the builder taking care of everything and bringing this amazing development. Here's a glimpse of the prices where you can see one bedroom is in between 490 to 550 depending on the size. 1+den starts from 550 all the way up to 690 depending on one washroom or two washrooms. Then you have 2-bedroom units from 650 all the way to 730, 750 depending again on the size. But deposit structure I explained. So here's, you have free right of assignment, you have free right to lease during occupancy, then the development charges are capped, so you're not worried about something additional or something we call hidden cost, which the builder might add at the time of closing. Here's the extended deposit structure, which I was telling you, which is 5%, then 2.5%, all the way up till 2022, and then another 5 in 2023. So this gives you a lot of room. I think that's why investors are able to make 4, 5, 6 different investments, because it's not a big amount that you have to pay at the same time. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So that's about the projects which we've specifically picked to present to you guys. If you have any questions in regards to the procedure, we can definitely talk about it right now. And if you guys know about certain specific cities and want to know if you can invest there, definitely get in touch with the team and we can present. We have options available all around, wherever possibly you can think of. But our job is to give you the best, and this was the best.
Absolutely.
So,
Lashika?
Lashika, if you can, Lashika, please scroll over the questions which people already asked in chat box. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Deepak, before we go to the question, I would like to take a couple of minutes. First thing first, Deepak, you are such an amazing, not only a friend, but a human being. And on top of it, now you're proving yourself to be one of the top realtors, not in Edmonton, but in whole Alberta. And I'm so proud to have you in my surroundings. Not only you, the way you are putting up your team together. I want to acknowledge some of the amazing individuals, guys, who are working in Edmonton to help you out, guys. And of course, SaveMax team in Toronto is there to take care of you. So Deepak, thank you very much for coordinating this session today. And Raj, Joe, Jatin, Amar, Sandeep, Eddie, Mike, Irwin, thank you guys. You guys are doing an amazing job. And this is what we believe at SaveMax. Our client comes first. And the same thought process, the same ideology we are carrying all across Canada. Also, I would like to introduce a special person today who have just become part of our family, because I call SaveMax as a family. And this is what the beauty we have created. Mr. Harry Grewal from Calgary. Harry, we welcome you on board. And the same way our Edmonton team is doing an amazing job making sure bringing the best to the clients, we will be doing the same in Calgary as well. So few more things, Deepak, about these investments. Thank you very much, team, for coordinating today's session. Deepak, I want to add here that we will be providing 2 years rental guarantee to all our investors, and that is a special from SaveMax. So the day you get the possession of your, either you buy a condo or you buy a semi-detached or you buy a detached house through us for an investment purpose, 2 years rental guarantees from our side. We just need only first 2 weeks to coordinate the things, and after that, our rental guarantee will kick in. Second thing, Deepak, I always give that assurance, and I mean it to all my investor clients. If you will be buying an investment through SaveMax with our advice, we have a golden seal guarantee. If you lose a single penny, that's ours. Profit is yours. That is what the kind of confidence we have on our work. And guys, when I say I mean it, I am willing to go to any of your lawyer and give you that guarantee in writing. if you are buying any investment with SaveMax, with our advice, loss is ours, profit is yours.
So Ramanji, thank you so very much for appreciating and saying those kind words for my team. And I really want to acknowledge my team who is working on the background from last 1 week, inviting you guys, sending emails, and sharing stuff on social media to bring this session together. And it would not have been possible without Lashika's guidance and your coaching, Ramanji. And whatever success we have created in Edmonton last 10 months, I think this is totally with your guidance, and I mean it for sure. And I'm looking forward to have growing further and having more people in my team and fulfilling their mission and vision with a common goal of having SaveMax family across Canada in 100 offices.
Good.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's look at some of the questions. So we have a question from, let's see. Actually, Mr. Rajat said it right. He's saying I think the whole East Coast is going crazy now. Even in Halifax, things are climbing on a daily basis. That's amazing. Okay, so we have a question from Mr. Nav who's asking, what's the minimum dollar needed to invest?
So now, it all depends upon the project, but I always recommend to all my investors that whenever you are making an investment, you should plan for at least 20% down payment. So, but that should not be like all together. So let's say if you have $30,000-$40,000 in your pocket today, and you have another $30,000-$40,000 which you will be getting in another 1 or 2 years. Sometime it's your own savings. Sometime you have already made some plans. So in between $60,000 to $80,000 would be a good amount to start for an investment. Now there's another interesting session where I talked about how to invest with zero bank balance. That's another way of doing the things. And if you want to look at it, you can go to SaveMax YouTube page and you can look at that particular presentation as well, where I talked about how you can make an investment with zero bank balance. That is very interesting session for you guys to watch. But in between $60,000 to $80,000, that's what the minimum recommendation I would say as far as the investment is concerned.
Okay, the next question we have here is, when you say there is still a margin to invest in GTA market, how much out of 100% still margin left?
Okay, I'll twist it in another way. So let's say we are already sitting at 100%. We are still left with another 50. So in coming 5 years, I can guarantee you, if you have the right advice and you know the investment in a right way, guys, it doesn't really matter how high the market is or how low the market is. If you're a smart investor, you can always make money. Let me ask you a question. Don't you think when share market is going down, people don't make money? No. Somebody's making money. When share market is going up, don't you think people lose money? Absolutely, somebody's losing money. So as an investor, I'll give you a golden thumb rule. When market is good, investor make money. When market is bad, investor make more money. And when there's a recession, investor makes the best money. So please try to understand this logic and be a smart investor. So you can make money in any market. Let's say if your buying is good and your selling is good, that is good enough to make you 10% profit. You bought the property, which is $20,000 cheaper, and you sold it $20,000 higher than the market. You already made 10%. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I think next one I can take.
Yes.
If time, so Mr. Rajat said, if time allows, please also touch on how reasonably easy it is to invest in GTA remotely from outside Ontario and to get the best return out of those. So I think just like he said, before even seeing the question, there is 2 years rental guarantee. So the first concern is, okay, I booked a property, everything was done through lawyers. Nowadays, even whether you're inside GTA, within GTA or outside, everything is done via DocuSign through emails because of COVID. So that concern is out of the picture, that the signing will be conducted by the builder, by the lawyers via emails. Now, next question is, okay, we bought it, we closed it. The lawyers did the closing overseas as well. How do we know? How can we find the tenant? How do we know if that's a good tenant or a bad tenant? How do we keep an eye on it that the tenant is living in the property? How are they keeping the property? So the rental guarantee which you get from SaveMax as a special incentive takes care of all these concerns. So we will find the tenant for you, not just find it. We first have to make sure it's a good tenant, good credit, good history. All the due diligence will be done by Team SaveMax, and you can be rest assured that you're getting the rent on monthly basis. And then when it comes to return, that's the selling part.
And Lashika, can I answer this question in a different way?
So basically, he's saying he's going to do a better job than me.
Not really. No. Guys, we have investors sitting out of the country. We have investors sitting in Dubai. We have investors sitting in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. So that gives you a good idea. You guys are sitting in Edmonton. We have people sitting all across the world who come make investments. I'll give you an example. So I have a client from Dubai. He's a big businessman, and he said, Rohan, I'm so sorry. I cannot come to Toronto to sign the documents. I said, no problem. Are you willing to pay $2,000 extra for that? He said, no problem. So we send a lawyer from here to get the paper signed in Dubai. We just paid $2,000 for lawyer's ticket. He went one day, came back next day. So that is the kind of services which can be provided. But nowadays the world is changing. All the builders, all the banks, they are accepting everything on e-signing, and that has made our job easy. So we can save another $2,000.
Absolutely. Okay, so the next one we are looking at. Do you need to be a citizen here to be able to invest?
I gave you, I think in my previous answer, this question is answered.
Mm-hmm.
We have the investors from out of the country, guys. It doesn't really matter. Either you are a citizen or you are a PR. Of course, you get a privilege from the bank that you can get the mortgage done on 20% when you are a PR or a citizen here. But if you are not even a citizen or a PR of this country and you are living abroad, you are still qualified for the mortgage when you make 35% down payment, right? We have got, I'll give you a good example. I got the first house to Lashika when she was here on work permit in this country like 6 years before, I think. 6 or 7 years?
7 years.
7 years before. She was on work permit. So?
Yes, so yeah, you don't have to be a citizen.
You don't have to be a citizen.
You can buy as long as you have a valid work permit.
Yeah.
That's all required.
Perfect.
Next we have, so Deepak Ji, Nav Singh is saying, Mr. Nav Singh, he will get in touch with you soon. So let me know which one he wants, festival or Jack.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
See, she is right on to the point.
Absolutely.
I am the one who is just like, you know.
Joking, just joking. Okay, so we have another question from Mr. Suresh. He wants to know how far is the place from Toronto Airport, whether a foreigner can invest in this.
So if you are talking about, so airport technically is in Mississauga. Majority of the people, they think airport is in Toronto. But all these three projects actually, they are approximately 20 to 25 minutes from Toronto, from Pearson Airport. And they all are in different directions. So one is in the north side, one is in the east side, and one is in the west side.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So approximately 20 to 25 minutes. And whether a foreigner can invest in this, of course, a foreigner can invest in this. And you will see all these builders, they give a special deposit structure for foreigners. So whenever we are selling these projects, there is a separate deposit structure which applies to the foreigners, and that is 35% down payment. And guys, just wanted to let you know, last year I was in India, I was in Dubai, I was in China to sell all these projects. Next question.
Okay, so
Roman, you have a question, if I can jump in, or
Yes, please.
So, you know, like if we buy a pre-construction and then if we rent it out for 1 year, we get 80% of the HST back, right?
Okay, not 80% of the HST back. So how does it work is whenever you are buying any property for an investment, so builders,
400K?
sorry?
I thought it was only up to 400K of your property price. You get 80% of the GST back if you rent it out for a year.
that I think in Alberta it works different, but how it works in Ontario, you get to pay maximum 24,000 HST,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
If you are renting that property to somebody for 1 year, so on 1 year lease, you get that money back.
Yeah.
It is not 80%. It is close to what you pay. So you get deducted maybe $500 or $1,000, and that includes your lawyer's fees. But that amount is maximum 24,000. So you pay that 24,000 at the time of closing if the property value is approximately 500,000.
Yes.
And there is nothing which is less than 500,000 in GTA right now.
Oh, 100%. And the reason I was asking is, so this is also like this holds good for even people outside of Ontario, right? Like I'm based out of Edmonton.
Yes. Yes.
And
the same rule applies to everybody.
I must say that had you conducted this in February, I would have probably gone with you. Like I recently bought a Preconstruction in Kitchener.
Okay.
So this was in June. It's a bright condo. It's built by Heap Development. I don't know if you are aware of it. It's right across from the Google campus on Kings Street.
So now you know Deepak, huh?
Yeah, now I know. See, I went through someone I met. His name is Jeevan. You probably know him. But yeah, you know, there weren't any rental guarantees, and specifically the guarantee that you gave that hey, you know, you're gonna put down on paper that you're gonna find renter for 2 years and you're gonna not lose money. Yeah. That's a big one. No one. I know a lot of people, but no one will give this in writing. So that's what I just wanted to say. So
my friend, I'll tell you something. We don't want to just do a sale to you. We develop a relationship for a life. And if there will be anything which doesn't suit you, I will be the first person to say no to you.
Sure.
Because as I said, we all came from a lower middle class family background.
Yeah, 100%.
And we understand the value of money, how hard you work to earn a single dollar. So we appreciate and respect it, but that is what our way of working is.
No, and you know, I'll definitely do more business next year with you for sure. Just one last question. Do you think that's a good investment that I made? Now it's all done and dusted, but I'm just still wanted your views.
If you have already made an investment, that is the best what you have done. So don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, so
when you want to sell it, let me know. I will sell it for you.
Okay, for sure. It's going to be up in 2023. So that's my plan, you know, put it on rent for a year and then get 24,000 back. And then, you know, I'm definitely going to, unless I find someone on a good on assignment clause.
Yes.
So that's,
no worries,
the assignment
no we'll take care of you.
So, all right. I'll definitely be in touch with you for sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So the next one here, Mr.
What is that? Airport is about 25 kilometers.
Somebody just answered.
You already answered that, Raman. Yeah.
Okay.
So Mr. Mehta is asking which location is this for festival. So Mr. Mehta, festival condos is coming in Vaughan. It's Highway 7 and Highway 400. That's the major intersection. The area is called VMC South. So Vaughan Metropolitan Center South, Vaughan. So next, how much are property taxes in these areas? You want to answer that one? So property taxes in basically overall GTA, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 1% of your purchase price approximately. In some of the cities, it's a little bit down, less than 1%, and mainly it's around 1%.
So it all depends upon property value. I would still say consider a little bit more than that. So if you look at Mississauga, the taxes are a little bit less as compared to Brampton. If you look at Toronto, so all the areas have different way of taxation. So on an average, in between 1 to 1.5% everywhere.
So Balwinder ji is asking name of the builder. So all three buildings which I was just presenting, all three projects are by different builders. I think you're asking about the one festival which is by Menkes. So and you're saying prices of the commercial retail locations. So in any of these buildings, the commercial is not up for sale. The developer, the builder keeps the commercial to himself. He just leases it out to different people, different businesses, different restaurants. So these commercial space, when the building is up and ready, just a few months prior to that, they will be available on lease, but nothing in these locations in terms of commercial is available to buy.
So yeah, Lashika, he is having some specific requirement of commercials. I know that. So what I will do after this session, maybe I will schedule one offline session between you, him, and I, and we'll go from there.
Yes, absolutely, we can do that. Okay, next one is, can you go back to the third last slide? So, Mr. Mehta, if you can help me here, are you talking about festival condo slide? You want me to go back to the deposit structure? Just let me know here in question so I can go back to the specific slide. Next, let's see, what is it? Okay, so somebody is saying, would like to hear more on your research and due diligence over the project so that investment is safe and profitable in future.
So whenever we deal with these builders, we make sure we do our proper due diligence. Many times we deal with only those builders who are very reputable and with whom we have done the business in past. Of course, I absolutely understand this is always a concern to majority of the investors that what if the project gets failed or project gets cancelled. And of course, there are a couple of incidences which happen in GTA as well, but there were very few in numbers. Even in those cases, your deposits is very secured because those deposits goes in trust account. And on top of it, you get some interest on that as well. I'm not telling you that you get 3 to 5% interest, but yeah, a little interest you get because those monies are sitting in the trust account. So as far as any unfortunate situation is concerned, your deposit is very safe. In terms of our own due diligence, we make sure we deal only where we have the top of the line confidence. And just wanted to let you know, guys, personally, I look at close to 2,000 deals a year. So that gives you an assurance we know what we are doing. But of course, your question is pretty valid, and we make sure we provide you any project, we present you any project with proper due diligence and safety and security of our clients.
That is why we presented 3 projects instead of 300 today, because the due
Yes.
diligence is being done there.
So Yogi is my friend from India, and he's very excited to have our CMX operations in India. So I'll be doing another session between you, him, and I very soon.
Beautiful.
He's already into this industry, working with a lot of corporates in India, especially putting franchises, all these deal together for the corporates in Delhi and NCR.
Excellent.
Okay, so we have another question here, and someone's asking, is there any condo fees? So yes, with these condo buildings, there's always a condo fee. Again, every project has a different condo fee. Most of the time, you're looking somewhere close to 55 cents to 90 cents per square foot, depending on the location and depending on how many amenities are there. So the very common number you'll see is around 65 cents per square foot. So it's around $300-400, depending on how big your unit is. And the last question, okay, so Mr. Mehta wants me to go back to the festival slide. So let's quickly just get that up here. So I think, Mr. Mehta, I'm not sure if this is the slide you're talking about the prices for festival, or you want me to go back to the deposit structure or about the building?
I think Deepak can send a link to all the participants, and they can look at those.
So here are some highlights about the building, the location, where exactly it's coming. And okay, so he just wants to see the pricing. Let's quickly go to the pricing. And we can definitely share this information with you over your email as well. So here is the pricing for festival. This is in terms of price ranges. Once you tell us what kind of a unit you like, that's when we can get you the exact price, because that also depends on which floor you're getting. So the first building, which is released today, is a 66-story building.
Deepak, we are left with another 15 more minutes onto this session. Yeah. So if there's any other question, I'll be more than happy to answer.
I think we have Mr. Memon is having a question. So Afsan, please go ahead.
Yeah, I have a quick question. Thank you for the presentation. This was lovely. So if you're a new investor and you're looking at getting into the real estate market, where would you kind of go, in which direction, if you were in my position?
So Mr. Memon, 9257 34A Avenue. This is my office address. Unit number 207.
Right on the spot. So that is the first address which I'll give you.
Okay, perfect. That's good.
And then you can use our GPS from there. So our GPS is which directs you in the right direction to the right investment. But first time, I know it is very skeptical situation.
Right.
Especially like first time buyer or first time investor, you get two feelings.
Mm-hmm.
One is you're excited, and another, you are having a little bit cold feet.
Right.
I always tell investors, especially who are doing first time investment, before you look at investment, look for a good advisor. He will guide you in the right direction.
Right.
And trust me, you have a good advisor sitting over there in Edmonton.
Yeah, no, I'll speak in with Mr. Deepak. He's a lovely gentleman. So.
Absolutely. And see, more than lovely, you need somebody who knows what they are doing.
Right. Of
So
course.
if you get a lovely person and he doesn't know what he's doing, would you like to get your, like I'm just asking a hypothetical situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have to get a surgery done for any of your friends. Would you like to go to a doctor who is very nice, very good in talking, but doesn't know what he's doing? Or would you like to go to a doctor who actually knows what he's doing? Right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, as a first time, I always suggest start with something which is a little bit smaller so that you can manage it easily. And don't just keep jumping on the investments one after other. So first investment, just take your little time, feel comfortable with that. And once you have done that, you have got your comfort level, after that look for a second option. So we have an expertise in handling first time buyer and first time investors by doing a good hand holding to them. We provide them the right set of information and the required information, because if I give you too much information, you're going to be confused.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? So of course, GTA and surrounding could be a good market for you. Even in Edmonton, of course you can get a good deal, but the market is not shooting up there like as it is happening here. All right?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have a question, Raman sir, for you.
Yeah.
How are you, sir? Yeah, it was a
Fantastic.
beautiful presentation, Lashika.
Thank you.
And I have a question for Raman sir. Raman sir, if if a buyer doesn't want to invest in something which is upcoming projects and wants to buy a listed property, because you were saying that the listed property are increasing, the sale value of the listed properties in Toronto area is increasing, even if we go with the conservative figures of 10%. And regarding, I mean, like if we make a comparison with the property which is still in the pre-construction stage, and you were saying if somebody wants to sell that property even off the assignment, he would make around 100,000 or 120,000. But if somebody doesn't want to buy that property and wants to go with the listed property, which is in like a duplex, a semi-detached or something like that, which is $1 million or something like that. So my question here is, will you also give the rental guarantee to those people? And if that properties are increasing with the value of 10% of the, I mean, like increasing with 10% every year, will that be a better choice for a new investor, or buying into a pre-construction stage would be a better option for an investor who has no knowledge about how to invest in the real estate market?